just want to say thank you to everybody. This is surreal for me. To see all of y'all here in one place and have to bring your spouses, it's just incredible. You have intentions when you start to build things, and to see this become a reality is, I'm at a loss for words. So thank you for coming to work here and believing in the vision and being a part of this. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. 3-4 days here with you guys, which is fantastic. We got a full morning workshop tomorrow. We've got an offsite tomorrow, and we got a lot in store for you guys. We're going to talk about a lot of different things about the future, where this is headed. Just really excited to be here with all of you. I just want to say thank you so much for being with us and for everything that you guys do before y'all go tonight. And I'm so excited to be working with you and excited for this week. So thank you for being here. Yeah.
Really excited for the events that are upcoming. We still got Ray Fuentes' event. We have multiple podcasts tomorrow, and we're speaking on stage at ETH Denver on Friday this week. So
it has been a wild year. It's been a wild 6 months. It's been a wild 3 months, right? Like when we really look at our growth trajectory over 2025, it was explosive and exponential. I mean, it just went straight up. It was really important to us that we scaled correctly and responsibly, and also that we hired the best people, right? Like it was really difficult to find the best of the best. Like the energy that you felt, like when you got to meet the team and be around them, that was curated, right? We hired really good people. We spent hours and hours and days interviewing people, and we only hired the people that we felt brought that energy, that were excited about what we're building, that wanted to be part of that momentum, wanted to be part of that energy. You know, there's a lot of people, it was important for them to have crypto experience and traditional experience, but it was even more important for them to have the right energy that they brought to the table. This is really hard, right? Like we are building something that's never been done before anywhere on the planet. We're building new infrastructure, we're building new systems that no one's ever done before. It's really hard. It's hard work, in the trenches every day, 80-hour weeks, 100-hour weeks. I mean, we don't sleep, but we love it, and I've never been more fulfilled with my life. This is what we love doing, and we're doing it the right way, but it has, for sure, it's been difficult, but fun.
We're here in Denver. We have our on-site or off-site, whatever you want to call it, for our DWC division, which is the wealth management for digital assets. We've got about 40 of our employees here, which is just surreal to see the growth that we've had over the last year. We've tripled the team in the last 6 months, and we don't show any signs of slowing down. We're continuing to aggregate fantastic talent from traditional financial institutions that have some background in crypto, and we're really curating the team to maintain the culture and the momentum that we have. We had a few of our team members come up and speak this morning. You guys will see that in the video, but right now, we're headed from the hotel. We got a bus with all 40 of us. We're headed to Topgolf to just enjoy some time together, get to know all the employees, and again, continue to build the culture in the company. With us being so decentralized and everybody working across the U.S., it's hard for, you see people on Zoom, but you don't get to know them. It's not the same as in an office environment. I think this is going to become a really big, crucial piece of our business as we scale, to bring people together, to unify them and make sure everybody's on the same page and is excited about what they're doing.
I'm good at a few things. I'm really good at a few things, and there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not so good at. I would consider myself a C or D player on a lot of the things in our business. You have to do all those things at the beginning, right? You have to wear all those hats. The people that I've seen be the most successful, it is a who, not how. Who do I need to hire that has the expertise, that has been doing that for however long, that can execute at a high level, and they bring a playbook in order to show you what you should be doing in that position. That's what you're hiring them to do. I think if you're in entrepreneurship and you're looking to take it to the next level, the way that I overcame that hurdle was you look at the salary for the year and it's a big number, but if you can break that down into monthly, okay, how can I make this much more per month in order to be able to make sure to pay this person so that they can do their job and scale the business infinitely more than what I could by myself.
It's day 2 of ETH Denver, and we have a booth. It's going to be another busy day. Getting to meet some clients, getting to meet different types of prospects, people that are happy to be with digital wealth partners.
So we are actually seeing a really big influx of other financial advisory firms, other RIAs coming to us to say, hey, all of our clients want to be exposed to crypto. We're hearing this question over and over and over again. How do we get our clients access to this asset class? So we know that more people are coming, and most financial advisor firms won't touch it. They don't have the infrastructure to do it, the compliance program to do it, the experience or the subject matter expertise to do it. They want somebody else to do that for them. That's where we come in. We bridge that gap to allow them to be able to allocate, their clients to allocate to this asset class. We are the trusted partner. We're the trusted advisor in this crypto space. But I know that more people are coming into this space because we are hearing that constantly, people knocking on the door saying, how do we get access to this?
You have a passion that serves and hopefully it provides a lot of value and you're able to monetize that and make a lot of money. And then how do you protect that? How do you grow it? Do I continue to invest in crypto? I made my money in a crypto business. Most of the time people say yes, right? Like they have a proficiency with that domain and expertise there. So they're going to continue to allocate and grow the trunk of the tree in whatever vertical they've made their money in, but they want to diversify too, right? So you need a financial advisor, you need a wealth planner, you need all those things. And it's not the sexiest stuff to talk about, but you know, as you get older and you have a family and children, those things become a little more relevant.
We want people to know we have been a very XRP focused firm. We're expanding that, right? And we built on XRP because that was the community that we had at the time, not because it was the only community we wanted to serve, but we had to start with the community we had. And so we built the products and services, but like Jake said, we didn't build them to be XRP specific. We built them to be token agnostic, and everything that we do is applicable across the crypto spectrum and helpful, right? Like you want an advisor, you want somebody that you trust, a partner that you can call. We do that, across the crypto market, and so we want people to know who we are.
Tell the truth. You don't have to remember what to say. So that's one. Second point is build these relationships, and you've been great at bringing together entrepreneurs, people into my world, which is enriching. You're a gem for Colorado. For those of you who are
like you said, it's a long-term play, right? Like time. I just said this on the other deal, but time in the market beats timing the market. Retirement accounts, who has the highest return on retirement accounts? Would you be able to tell me? Like what demographic? Dead people.
Yes.
It's the accounts that did not have any beneficiaries that have just stayed in the market over a longer duration, right? So I think people need to take a step back and just understand that this is a long-term play. It's an investment. When you make an investment, you're planting a seed. The tree doesn't grow overnight, right? It could sprout up. It could grow quickly if you got some Miracle-Gro and some other stuff going on, but it's not going to bear fruit for years, right? So I think if people use that as their perspective, they're going to have a lot better chance of making it. Now, on the other hand, we've been to a lot of conferences here in the last 6 months where it shows institutional adoption is likely going to take place here in 2026. We've got the Clarity Act that's coming into vogue. Hopefully will be passed by April. That's what a lot of people, Patrick Witt is saying, he's at the White House, consulting with President Trump. And then you've had other large players like Ripple come out and talk about at-scale institutional adoption for XRP this year. I'm very hopeful that 2026 is going to be the year that is the unlock for institutional liquidity to move in, and we do see a significant rise in a lot of these assets. But if you are, they always say under promise and over deliver, right? So I would have the same mindset. I'm going to plan on 5 to 10 years. I'm going to make an allocation. I'm going to let that grow. And if it happens a little bit sooner than that, then awesome, right?
Yeah.
Over the past 3 years, we've grown exponentially. We started with just 2 or 3 people, and now we have over 100 people that work for the company. And a lot of that is due to the wonderful efforts of Aaron Friez. I, this year, have stepped back to chairman of the company. I was CEO for a long time. We have promoted Aaron to CEO of the company at Digital Ascension Group. So congratulations to Aaron. So Aaron, I would love it if you would give people an idea of, where we're at right now and then where we're going over the next, 3 to 5 years.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jake. Sure. So I want to talk about how to think about crypto investing, right? Everyone in this space probably has a general idea of how they approach this, right? You guys are ahead of the curve. When I think about it, it's really early tech adoption, right? That's what this is. This is a new tech. This is a new way to think about moving data and moving value in the world. And so the way that you approach investing in the space is about utilization, right? Who's actually solving real world problems? Who's actually driving adoption of that new tech, right? But it's a really nuanced way of thinking about it, and you have to understand it. And that is not accessible even to the most affluent and sophisticated investors, typically, unless they're in this room, right? Unless they're actually doing the things and getting really curious. Most people don't know how to approach this. If you layer on top of that, how do I hold these assets securely? Which partner should I be thinking about? How do I think about estate planning? How do I think about insurance in this space? Who are the right, funds that are doing the right things? How do I know I'm not going to get caught in a scam, especially in an industry that's been under-regulated or not regulated at all, that's global, and there's not a lot of standards across the globe for these things. If you add all of that together, this means this is an asset class that, while it might be appropriate to have a place in a portfolio for a lot of people, no one's going to know how to approach that. How do you think about this asset class, and what do you do? When you think about traditional finance, you also run into these same problems, right? How do I think about investing in this space? How am I making the right decisions? But you're likely not making those decisions alone. You have a financial advisor. You work with a brokerage a firm. You have a brokerage account that you're likely not managing yourself. You've been put into a model. Your 401k is likely tracking a model that's appropriate for your age and for your investment goals and your how risk averse or risk on you are, right? And somebody's helping you make those decisions. To date, that has not been the case for crypto. You have to make these decisions alone. Your traditional financial advisor won't touch this asset class. Even in the family office space, you likely don't have somebody inside of that firm that understands this asset class, that can make these decisions for you or help you navigate. That is the bridge that we're filling. That is really where we sit in the middle of this. We are a fully licensed registered investment advisor, so we can manage the entire portfolio, and we do. Most of 99% of our assets under management today are crypto, but we can take a full portfolio. And the advantage to that means we actually fit crypto into your entire financial plan, right? We think about how it fits into your portfolio. How should you allocate to this asset class? We do believe that crypto has a place in most portfolios, and we help you think about that in the right way and make the right decisions, find the right vendors, and do the right things.
So as you get older, and Tom, you could probably, you don't have to say that you're older, but like
Tom, I appreciate you, man. Usually that's me.
Life goes by faster.
Yes, for sure.
And if you're doing new things and having new experiences, it goes by slower because you're present. You're aware of the situation. It's not a repetitive routine that you do all the time, right?
That's exactly, man.
So like, after 30, the statistic that I heard is like 80 to 90% of your life is automated.
Yeah.
And so that's why it seems like it goes by so fast, is because you operate out of the subconscious most of the time. So going to new places and doing new things, like brushing your teeth with your left hand and other stuff, like it just helps slow things down for you. So I like that part of traveling and going and experiencing new conferences and meet new people and doing all that. Because this week seems slower than my normal week. But as far as there's a lot of good that comes from it. We'll meet one or two people here that'll do something for the business. There'll be a partnership, but maybe we'll pick up some clients tonight, I'm sure we'll pick up clients tonight, honestly, because there's a lot of people that have XRP that'll come to this deal that want to meet us and have a conversation. And when they do, then they have the conviction to move stuff over.
Yep.
But as far as and I like going and speaking too. That was on my list of stuff that I wanted to do for the last couple of years. So it's all part of the process.
I like it. It's cool. I agree.
these converging technologies at one time, right? And if you're not leveraging those, you're going to be left behind. I think you're seeing this with the banks and institutions right now with stablecoins. Like, they're seeing how this is going to threaten their business with the Clarity Act and the Genius Act, and they're trying to fight against that, right? They don't want to lose market share. So incumbents are always going to kind of buck up against, whatever new tech is there. The advantage that I think we have is we aren't, a huge institution yet. We're really agile still. And so we're able to take advantage of those trends and those tailwinds and actually implement those things in our business very quickly. We don't have legacy infrastructure that we've got to rip out or change. And so that allows us to really move with the market and continue to stay ahead of those other players that, would like to move quicker, but they have so much of this baggage that they're carrying with them that it's hard for them to make that pivot. Right time, right place. Last night was great for XRP Community Night. We've had a lot of clients that, people want to make sure you're real, make sure it's a legitimate thing. So it's nice to meet people in person, shake their hand, look them in the eye. And I think that's how, we differentiate ourselves in this space. There's going to be a lot of people that continue to be crypto native, but they want that human element, right? Like they want to talk to an individual, know it's legit, because there has been so many scams in this space. So love coming to these events, shaking hands, meeting people. A lot of potential partnerships, right? When you come to these events, you're going to see a lot of people that are building cool things. Not always, applicable, but sometimes they are. And you might just meet one person that allows you to create a whole new revenue line or create a whole new product that serves our clients. And so it's great to, meet and mingle and hang out and be a part of, ETH Denver.
Talk about Syndicate real quick. A specialized SPV investment platform which enables and allows Jake to support private market access and scalable deal flow for sophisticated investors. His work integrates traditional wealth management principles with emerging Web3 structures. Jake develops educational programs for family offices and financial professionals to navigate digital asset markets with regulatory awareness and operational discipline. He's also the largest man in the room, too, next to Will. As a keynote speaker and advisor, he focuses on long-term portfolio durability, multi-generational wealth strategy, and the convergence of blockchain technology and global finance. Jake, pick your seat anywhere you like, sir. I can't wait. The reason why I felt like everyone deserves a long-winded introduction is because I came off the heels of visiting Washington, D.C. at the Wharton-hosted 2026 Future of Finance Forum. And everybody that spoke in that room was super decorated and deserved a long-winded introduction. And so does everybody who's been on stage, from David Goodman, John Wingett, Nathan Mahoney, Will Carr, Nolan over here, and just so many. So let's start things off, Jake. I watched your show last night, sir. I watch it very often because you're a wealth of knowledge. Let's talk about what the future of finance looks like as we move into this market underpinned by the XRP ledger and some of these cutting-edge blockchains. But let's focus on the XRPL. We're familiar with some of these. The one XRP actually represents 1 million drops. What does the financial markets look like when things are priced in drops?
It's a fantastic question. And so, my answer is probably going to be a little more aggressive than Aaron Friez, which we would want it to be, right?
It better be.
So my whole lifetime, and likely everybody else in here, everything's moved in dollars, right? Like, it's been the global reserve currency the whole time. And so for that to shift to something else is profound. You don't see that for 80, 100, 120 years is the frequency on which we see the whole financial system shift from one reserve currency to another. So for that to happen in our lifetimes, again, not just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but probably multiple lifetimes. If you're sitting in this room and you have an allocation or you understand what this is, kudos to you. There are very few and far between. There's only 7.5 million wallets total on the XRPL. So when it comes down to markets being priced in drops, it really kind of goes back to a lot of the conversations that have been had earlier. John and many of the other panelists talked about the ability to swap between anything for anything else. And a decentralized DEX or decentralized exchange that allows all those things to happen and transact and be instantly settled within 3 seconds. That's never been done before. But that's why this will be the base layer, in my mind, for the back-end settlement for the DTCC, SWIFT, commodities. I mean, we've got the CFTC chair, that's moved on to MoonPay now, but she was with Brad Garlinghouse on many different occasions and took lots of photos to share that.
I might have got a photo with Carolyn 2 days ago, which was great. Yeah.
So to see that happen, there's going to be a new underpinning, and it's not going to be dollar denominated. Obviously, the dollar is going to maintain, a large portion of its supremacy. They've got stable coins at this point. You've got the treasuries that back those, and the U.S. is poised to take large market share in this new paradigm that we're entering. But over the duration, I think that it makes the most sense that you would have markets priced in the asset that they're moving through, right? And so that's the premise that I base that prediction on, which is, I think it'll be a little more aggressive than Aaron. She says, over the next 10 years. I'm going to say in the next 5 years, 2030-ish, maybe a little bit after that we see global markets, FX, commodities, the back end of the stock market, all priced in drops.
We heard the CEO of NASDAQ already hint to that with the whole, they're not just an exchange, they're now a technology provider for the larger market. Interesting. Let's talk about some other things that are going to drive global adoption with the intersection of blockchain and everything alike. You talk about the yen carry trade unwind. We've heard some developments across the pond with the Iran dropping some missiles. Can you talk about what do you think are going to be some trickle-down effects or stepping stones that lead to a potential global mass adoption of these new payment rails?
Well, I'll take a poll. Who in the room has listened to my domino theory? Okay.
Wait, can we do that again? That's like, all right, I'm sorry.
Don't everybody raise their hand this time.
Ask that question again, Jake.
Just by a show of hands, who's actually listened to my domino theory?
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Okay. So a lot of you probably already understand what I'm going to talk about, but there were a few hands that didn't go up.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good to see both y'all.
Oh, I started, watching you and a couple other people around the same time just to get a feel for,
Yeah. Great to meet you guys.
These New York guys. I talked him into coming.
Did you?
Randy Shoemaker. I don't know if you
Dude, yeah,
years
Randy.
ago. Good to meet you.
Good to see you.
I couldn't make the Texas events and stuff.
Well,
like
I'm
that,
glad you came to this one.
Yeah, glad to meet you.
Well, so
I've been texting Ray. Ray and I go way back. So,
well, so
to the link days.
Ray is the reason that all of this happened.
I know. I know that you're a sponsor, but he.
No. I mean, like for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
So I went and met Ray for a Link 2 event in Dallas.
Okay.
In 2021. Or
Wow.
It was 2022. It was 2022. And James Rule was one of their deals
Yep.
at the time. And I messaged James and I was like, he's not going to respond to me, but he's.
Doesn't he live in Texas?
He does. He's in Houston.
Okay.
And so he hit me back and was like, hey, yeah, we can grab lunch or breakfast
Nice.
or whatever. And he brought Ray with him. And
Wow.
so I bought them breakfast, my XRP card at the time. And Ray circled back at the end of the year and we just kind of kept in touch. And when Jimmy Valley put the committee together for the valuation deal, he was like, hey, you're one of the few people that I think actually might provide value here. Who else do you think would provide value?
Okay.
And so I'd spent a lot of time on Twitter Spaces in 22. And Max, my business partner, that we started the mastermind, we went down there and met Jimmy for the meetup for the first deal where everybody came together. And we rode 4 hours both ways together. And when we got back, I was like, hey, you want to start this mastermind thing? I'm on Twitter. We got like 1,000 people that listen. I don't know if they're going to want to do it or not. But like, if he hadn't pinged me and I had invited Max, like, this doesn't exist.
Wow.
I started working for the one-on-one this summer, and then that's what led me to start the club.
That's cool,
I'm
dude.
Totally interested in helping bridge that gap.
Yeah. We do internships.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's our time. I want to give a big thank you to Aaron, Kaylin, and Nolan for this chat, and thank you to Right Contest as always.
we can do a lot in 2 or 3 years. Think about what we've done in the last year. Now think about what we can do in 3 years. We can be known in the crypto space as the crypto wealth manager. We can be known in the wealth management space as the expert in crypto. That's what we want. That's what we want to build. People that know us well and know that that's what we do. I want everyone else to know that as well. That's what we're building over the next 2 to 3 years as this comes together. So that's my vision. We are a crypto wealth management firm from top to bottom. We are full service. We're going to continue to build out those products and those services. I want to hear from you. I want a more consolidated team. I want a more consolidated market focused externally. And I want us to, let's go kill it, guys. Let's go do it.
I'm a huge commitment person, and I feel like that's how Jake is. And so I think no matter what your level of understanding of what it is that we're doing, digital asset community, or any of that stuff is, that when people see Jake and they kind of trust, and they do one right out of the gate. Most people. And people that are skeptical then meet him in person and can see immediately that ground and energy and authenticity across the board. And they're like, oh man, you're just like the videos. Yeah, it's not made up. And then they meet the team. Like, I'll get people to come up to me and, so you work with Jake? What is this like? Like, I had a long conversation with Will at the event the other night. Yeah, like, he's really, really interesting. It's like, you guys just have this thing that nobody else has. And anyway, I think that's what's really, really interesting, special about it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so this week was great. We had our advisors in at the beginning of the week, and the energy was incredible. We then went on to ETH Denver, had multiple different events that we spoke at, and couldn't have gone better. We had a lot of people reach out. They're looking for wealth management and other digital assets, pension funds, family offices, high net worth individuals, all looking for the services that we've curated. And it's just incredible to see this come together, and I'm super excited about the future, and appreciate you guys coming along for this one.